People, we are at a crossroads right now. We are at a fork in the road where we could either trust other people with our lives, our finances, our health, or we could go another way where we can take control of that. People back before 1913, before the Federal Reserve started, that's what people did. They took control of their health. They took control of their money. They took control of where their lives were heading. They didn't look for other people to go ahead and do that for them. What I'm seeing right now worries me, and this is what this video is going to be about. So I'd like for people to really take back the power that they've given so much of it away to decentralizations, holding their coins in their own hands, keeping government out of their lives as much as possible, and not caring about what the Federal Reserve does anymore. Because you know what? They're irrelevant since January of 2009. This is going to be one of my most important videos yet. You're going to hear my thoughts on what is happening right now and where we are heading from here. Bitcoin was never meant to be assimilated by the old financial system. In fact, Satoshi specifically created Bitcoin to literally end the Fed, end its power over people. And it has done that for a massive part of humanity because it's decentralized, it's global and permissionless, and it's backed by math, not by trust. We no longer need to trust these entities, whether it's politicians, whether it's bankers or anybody. We don't need to trust them anymore. We literally have math backing the most solid asset, money, the world has ever seen. So it's very strange for me to see the space being very excited about a politician. Yes, I hope Trump makes, crypto very easy to use in the United States. I hope he gets rid of income taxes. I mean, income taxes, if you don't know, were started back in 1913 only for the top 1% of people in the world. And that slowly made its way to everyone pretty much in the United States, or a vast majority. And income taxes are now over 50%. Yes, most people pay about 50% or more because you have certain taxes like property tax, sales tax, gas tax, and a plethora of other taxes. And so, guys, that machine called the Federal Reserve is still fully in power. Trump, I hope he gets rid of the Federal Reserve. I doubt he can because the Federal Reserve owns the military. They fund the military. They fund overseas actions as well. As you know, if you want to read a good book on this, it's called The Confessions of an Economic Hitman. I don't think very many people have read this. These are facts in this book. This is really what happens behind the scenes, not what you see on Fox, CNN, Bloomberg, CNBS, and so on. Okay, so let's move on to Bitcoin. It's very important that you understand where we are going to be heading now. And so I'm going to cover a lot of news here. You're going to want to hear this. First off, we have a really good tweet by Bitcoin Archive saying Bitcoin has always gone parabolic after a US election. As I've told you this before, Bitcoin has never dipped back lower than the price on election day. So, the price right now is around 73,000, 74,000. Are we never going to dip back below that? Who knows? Because this bull market, yes, we are in a bull market. I've been saying we have been in a bull market, haven't I? Been right on that. This bull market is much different than the other bull markets. We've reached an all-time high before the halving, and we reached a price lower than the past bull market, which is very interesting, okay? So now let's move over to Egon von Greiser. He says BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street still control $30 trillion and over 1,600 companies. Can America call itself a free market? What will Trump do? Now, every time I say what will Trump do, I'd like to hear your answer, because this is really important. It's one thing to just talk about promises, but to not, back up how this is going to happen, how it's going to be implemented in the world. That's a whole different thing. Politicians make promises all the time, but very few actually pull through. And I hope Trump does that, okay? I'm going to be very harsh on him because I want what everybody on crypto Twitter and everyone's mother says about what's going to be happening with crypto in the United States, that it's going to be very much a huge thing and everybody's going to be using crypto now and it's going to be a reserve and whatever. I want to make sure that that will actually happen, and I want to know how it's going to happen. Also, for those people who say that the US dollar index, right? The US dollar DXY index is directly correlated with crypto, they are wrong once again. So all those people that are getting excited or not excited about the US dollar because it might hurt crypto or make crypto really good again, you can pretty much unfollow those guys because they don't know what the heck they're talking about. Today we had the dollar index rising because, maybe of Trump getting in, and you also had crypto rising as well. So what about that, guys? Okay, there's no answer. It's just, these are facts. I've seen the dollar rise. I've been in this space since 2012. I've seen the dollar rise and Bitcoin rise, and I've seen the dollar fall or rise and Bitcoin fall. So, it depends on the day, you know what I mean? And a lot of it's manipulation as well. We all know that US dollar is totally manipulated. You have the Federal Reserve setting interest rates, don't we? Exactly. And can you trust them? Of course not. Okay, moving on, we have Bitcoin interest over time on Google. It's picking up a little steam here. So we are seeing a little bit of ticks, or a little hockey stick level of interest coming from the average person looking up Bitcoin on Google. So that is actually pretty good news. Now, some bad news here. Elizabeth Warren secured re-election to the U.S. Senate on Tuesday evening, defeating Republican opponent John Deaton. So Elizabeth Warren hates crypto, hates it. And you know what? I think she's an honest person. She does hate it, and she's very clear that she hates it. And she's probably not a nice person, right? And she definitely doesn't like freedom. So what do you think is going to happen? How is Trump going to deal with this? These are the questions you need to ask yourself, all right? I'm a type of person that likes facts, okay? Most of crypto Twitter doesn't like facts. They just are emotional people. I like facts, and I want people to answer my questions because they're hard. They're difficult questions. People are super excited, but they need to answer these hard questions. How are you going to deal with these people that hate crypto? And if Trump is real and he's not a puppet and he's a real deal, it's going to be a big fight regardless, even though Musk is involved on his team, and other people, very intelligent people, are on his team. Hopefully that they can overcome what is actually happening. Okay, so we also have Mohammed El-Arian says that gold surging to a fresh record reflects how global financial institutions are deliberately diversifying away from the US dollar. Why would he say this? Why would this guy, he's like one of the biggest bond managers in the world. Why would he say this? It's because he knows the Federal Reserve, the private, unelected Federal Reserve, still has a stranglehold on the US economy. I want to know how Trump is going to handle the Federal Reserve, which doesn't take orders from Trump. Okay? Please leave your message underneath. I want to hear this. Also, we have Peter St. Ong reminding us that Trump said that he's going to get rid of income taxes. It would be very interesting to see how Trump is going to handle the Federal Reserve going after him. If he's not a puppet, they're going to come after him hardcore. Guys, it's like, this isn't a game. This is war, all right? This is gnarly stuff. Trump is up against a Goliath, and a very fast one that owns the U.S. military. Even though Trump is going to be the commander-in-chief of the U.S. military, guess who funds that military? It's the Federal Reserve. So let me know what your thoughts are below. Okay, this is from Satoshi Flipper. I kind of disagree with him on this. Boy, did Democrats underestimate how strong a force crypto in America really is. Imagine dismissing over 50 million single-issue voters who were terrorized by the SEC chairman for 4 years. They screwed up big with the anti-crypto space. All right, first off, I did some research. There's about 94 million people in the United States that are involved with crypto. But think about it this way. I bet there's maybe if you're lucky, 2 million people that even know about who the SEC chairman is, all right? Americans, for the most part, are going to work. They're too busy to deal with any of this stuff. Crypto people, we kind of live in a bubble and we think everybody knows who Gary Gensler is. Well, let me tell you what, there's no way that 50 million Americans voted Trump because of crypto. I think they were just sick of what was happening. They want to change. They're desperate for a change, and I get that. Hopefully that works. All right. Now, okay. So now, really interesting that Bitcoin is about to flip silver as well. So Bitcoin's market cap is at $1.45 trillion, and silver's is at $1.77 trillion. So when do you think that Bitcoin is going to flip silver? That's going to be a really interesting day, considering that Peter Schiff is going to be a very sad man, and it's going to be a very, I wish him luck. But you know what? His son is definitely buying Bitcoin. I think they're just actors. I think Peter Schiff is popular because he is anti-Bitcoin, and then his son is popular because he's pro-Bitcoin. I think they're just playing that. They're playing everybody in this space. Okay, so all right, here we go. So gold crashes on expectations Trump will reduce inflation. Trump will not be able to reduce inflation. There's going to be military expenditures that will continue. There's going to be other ways that the Federal Reserve is going to find to keep printing their currency that they have full control of. Once again, they are unelected and they are private. Trump has no say of what the Federal Reserve has. Neither has any other president since the inception of the Federal Reserve in 1913. Now, let's go over to the House of Representatives right now. So we had 113 pro-crypto candidates elected, and we had 47 anti-crypto candidates elected. In the Senate, Americans had 3 pro-crypto candidates elected and 1 anti-crypto candidate elected. So with that said, let me know what your thoughts are. If I am completely off the chart and I should be trusting politicians, and if Bitcoin really wasn't meant to replace the Fed, and if Bitcoin... Let me know what your thoughts are. I'm being a little bit sarcastic there. But I do still trust Bitcoin much more than I trust any politicians. I mean, do you blame me, guys? Do you blame me for this? I'm 47 years old. I've never seen a president tell the truth in my life about anything major. You know what I mean? So give me a break. I'm skeptical. So please change my mind. I'm all ears. That's why I want you to leave a comment. Talk to you soon.